I wasn't ready for what becoming a new dad would do to my mental and my mind, okay? That feeling that you get when you're trying to chase your dreams. Still, you're at a young age, still trying to chase your dreams, but then you're up at 3 a.m. trying to help change diapers, okay? That's my life now. I have a toddler, right, running around, and I just had a newborn join the family. Now I have a son and a daughter. And let me tell you right now, everything in my life has changed. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the real, raw, uncut truth about trying to, adjust your life and still seek success, right, and achievement while also becoming a new parent at the same time and trying to raise tiny humans to be the best humans possible, okay? So let me just start by saying having one kid is just a big change. I'm sure all new parents know when they first have their first child, that is a beautiful thing, and it really changes their life and their perspective on life, okay? My days used to be all about hustling, getting ahead, but now, since I now have two children, they revolve around something different, right? Around feeding schedules and making sure everybody's getting enough attention, okay? So what I mean by that is, like, I remember the first week when I was just trying to edit a video, and I had my daughter in my hands as well, and then my son was also like, hey dad, I also need you to play with me and my toys, okay, at the same time. So just trying to make it work at the same time, and it can be difficult at times, but that's the beauty of it all, okay? And nobody really tells you how emotional this journey can be. And I understand as men, we don't always talk about our emotions the best, and sometimes we don't have the best way of expressing them. But just being present in these moments, especially these early moments, these first 4 years that you have with your children, are very, very important because they're so innocent and they are developing, and you are really their life support. And it's just a really precious moment that you will never ever get back. So any new dads out there, I tell you to really cherish these moments, especially in the early moments. If you're allowed to be there, or if you can be there, definitely do that, okay? But again, nobody really tells you how emotional these situations are. You have moments of pure joy when both your kids are there peacefully playing, or you see their smile and they're laughing, right? Those are moments of pure joy, okay? And then you're going to have times where you're going to be wondering if you're ever going to be able to finish a project again, or if you're going to have time for yourself, or if you're going to have time for you and your significant other to just go out on a date like you guys used to and just laugh. You're going to have times where you're going to have to try to figure all that out. But let me tell you this, the hardest part is just accepting that, your old way of doing life is most likely not going to be possible anymore. The old ways that I had of doing things before I had kids, or when I had one kid, they're just not going to be possible, right? I'm going to have to find a way to kind of make it work with, the hand I've been dealt now, 2 kids. So that's really the beauty of it all. And I want to kind of talk to you about some of the daily struggles. And some of the daily struggles are like sleep. What is that, right? I average right now about 2 to 5 hours of broken sleep. And let me tell you right now, trying to be creative and productive while you're exhausted, that can be hard as well. But hey, who's complaining? We just got to kind of make it work while you're going through what you're going through, right? Right now I'm in the newborn trenches. So while I'm going through that. Okay, but at the same time, my fiance is doing her very best, right, to work and to take care of our newborn, right, while I try to support her as much as possible while trying to keep up with my work, right, and posting. And sometimes I can feel like I'm falling behind on both, right, falling behind on helping her as much as I can, also failing at, trying to, be successful in any career field that I'm trying to pursue, okay? But then there's the money part of it. Having 2 kids under 4 means that you're going to have double the diapers, double the clothes, just double everything, okay? And I didn't really understand how much stuff you're going to accumulate when you start trying to raise a family, okay? That was probably one of the things I wish somebody would have told me before I started this all, that you're going to have a lot more stuff that's just going to be attached to you. So, right, hoarders, I kind of understand why you guys are out there and how you guys got in the situation that you guys are in. But then on top of that, trying to run a successful business or just trying to stay consistent with anything can be tough if you don't have some systems in place, okay? So, right, the truth is, right, some days I really feel stuck between 2 worlds, okay? Not fully present as a dad And I also feel like I'm not as focused sometimes as a creator. So, and I'm also feel like I'm sometimes lacking as a CEO of my business. Okay, and sometimes this is a tough place to be in. But as a young man in this world, I feel like I wouldn't want anyone else's problems, right? So these are all things that I feel like I can figure out as long as I can continue to push through them. Okay, so here are some reasons on why your why changes and how some reasons on why my why changed. Okay, so before I had kids, right, I used to chase success and I want to prove something to myself mainly and to the world as well. But now, right, my definition of success has completely changed, right? And it's more so focused on becoming a new dad, right? Your why, it gets a lot sharper. Okay, I'm not just building for me anymore. I'm going to be building a legacy for them, and every decision that I make isn't just about me, it's about their future at the same time. So in the chaos of parenthood, I found a deeper purpose. Those moments, when my toddler says, "Hey daddy, I love you," "Hey daddy, I love you." When he says those things, then those are the biggest moments in my life that I completely are grateful for. And they feel better than any subscriber count or any payday could ever. Okay, so what I'm really trying to say is now what truly matters in my life has shifted. I used to think that success was just about numbers and achievements and plaques on the wall. But now, to be honest with you, I realize it's about creating a life where kids can see what's possible when you follow your dreams while also trying to be present for the people in your life that you love. Okay, so I really think that that's something that I'm going to try to bring forward here in the future and live my life by and be as present as I can. And I've also learned the perfect balance does not also exist, right? And instead, you want to create systems that are going to work for you and your family. Okay, so it's going to help you all be on the same page. That's what the systems are going to do, because just trying to find balance, it's going to feel like it's impossible to really find balance in it all, in all of the chaos. But just try to create as many systems as you can, whether it's for going out to eat, going on date nights, whether it's for picking up the kids, right, collaborating with you and your significant other, whatever it is, right? Make sure you have as many systems in place as you can. And to be honest, the biggest lesson is just to be flexible. Some weeks it's all about family, and then some days you're going to be able to get more work done, but it's going to all even out at the end of the day, right? So don't beat yourself up over the ups and the downs. Okay, if I could tell you one thing, is that being a dad hasn't slowed down my dreams, it's actually sharpened them, and my recent forward chasing them. Okay, so I work smarter now because I just have to. I really have no other choice. I waste less time because I don't have time to waste, right? And time is my most precious resource. And if I could go back and give myself any advice, or give any new dad any advice, I'd say this: the struggle is real, but let me tell you now, it is completely worth it. Your productivity might take a hit in the beginning, but it's worth it being there for those kids in those very early moments, early stages of their life. You're not going to get them back, and trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, so the journey of balancing fatherhood and ambition it's a hard place to be, right? But right when the kids all fall asleep on your chest, or they're laughing around you at something silly that you did, those moments are what's going to make everything worth it. Okay, so if you're a parent trying to build something while raising some tiny humans, I see you. I commend you for everything that you're doing, and you're doing a great job. And hey, if you're thinking about becoming a parent someday, let me tell you right now, there's ups and there are downs, but let me tell you again, it is completely worth it, right? So I appreciate you for sticking around to the end of this video. And if you could think of any advice that you could drop in the comment section below for any new parents, let me know, or drop it in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next video. Peace.